question about you. It is your 300th game, and some of the players spoke about the principles that you brought in on day one, but I'm curious if you feel like you've changed as a coach.
Wow. A lot came at me. 300th game. And have I changed as coach? I mean, I've definitely changed just in terms of my knowledge of the NBA. I came in with a lot of ideas, and but I wasn't sure if I really knew what the hell I was doing. I pretended like I did, but I think the key for any coach is to have talent in the beginning. And when you have a lot of talent from the beginning of your coaching career, you can implement things that will work, and then you can get credibility with winning and grow as a coach while you're winning, and it's just a much easier process that way. So I was very fortunate to have this job as my first one.
And Steve, you guys are now about 2/3 of the way through the season, yet I know we talked about this before, the slow starts, a lot of first quarters where you end up being down going into the second. Have you guys been able to put more of a finger on what's going on and why the first quarter has been sort of a struggle for you guys?
Just don't have enough talent in the starting lineup, I think.
Making a change then? No.
I'd like to add a fifth all-star to the starting lineup. Maybe that'll help us get off to quicker starts. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I think I think this year it has been a kind of a common theme that we've just eased into some games, and you guys know better than I do the third quarter numbers. We've generally stretched leads in the third and taken over games in that quarter. But I think there's probably something to the idea that we're easing into games just like we've sort of eased into the season. It's a microcosm of the big picture. That's how I look at it.
Hey Steve, back to like the 300th game and reflecting on that. Obviously, the teams you've had have been very talented, but what's been the key in your end of keeping that balance of the joyful atmosphere and the lighthearted moments, but the other side of the coin, just having that like culture as well?
I think any coach wants to implement a culture. When you come in, you kind of want to have a style, and you want that style to be reflected in your daily routine. And I think for me, having the players that we do made my vision for the team so much easier to achieve, because you mentioned joy. I mean, I just think playing basketball for a living, we're so lucky, and I inherit a team where you got Steph Curry, who's out here like he's 10 years old every game, just having so much fun. And I think Steph really sets the tone more than anybody in that regard for what our culture is about. But a big part of who we are too is our competitiveness, and I think you look up and down the roster, we got guys who hate to lose. Andre and Draymond and Clay. Clay is quietly incredibly competitive. So we just have a great mix of guys who love to play and who love to win, and who put the work in but don't take themselves too seriously.
Steve, the Thunder's offense was really rolling with Andre Robertson during an 8-game winning streak, and then he got hurt, and since then it's kind of regressed to just average in the league. What have you seen from the Thunder's offense when Robertson is in the lineup that makes them better? Because everybody talks about his defense all the time, but his offensive contributions, what do you see there?
Well, I mean, the game's tied together. So the better defense you play, the better offense you're going to play. You're going to have more transition opportunities. There's going to be a better rhythm to the game. And then there's also just the idea of the patterns of the rotations, and you get comfortable, and you could tell they were in a great groove, and they were feeling very confident. And then all it takes sometimes is one injury, and it tweaks the rotation, and now all of a sudden you're starting a different guy, which changes the bench rotation, and you see it all the time in the NBA. It's a delicate balance. Everybody's really good, and so to capture that winning environment and atmosphere is not easy, and then something happens and that can change. So it's all pretty fluid.
David's back. Javon had the tooth issue. JaVale had some moments while David was gone. How do you plan to kind of utilize the backup center spots now?
It's a good question. I mean, David will be back in his usual spot, but I know I can count on JaVale and Looney and Jordan when he's back. So a lot of bodies and a lot of options. So we'll see how it goes.
You tell me when you want.
Thank you.
Real quick, Walter else texted, want to say congrats on your 257th.
Too soon.